All right. Hello, YouTube. I have a little bit to talk about what we're doing here today. As you can see, we're back on the beater bike. Put a pair of Continental Ultra Sports on her. So she is more ready for the road than she was with the studded tires on, I'll tell you that much. I'm not sure I properly introduced this bike either. This bike is named The Game. This is a State Bicycles core line. I believe they refer to it as the Wolf, W-U-L-F, for the black, all black colorway. Yeah, this is my introduction to fixed gear. This is where I fell in love, right here. And she's now my beater bike. Good for winter riding and slow putzing around rides, which is kind of what we're going to be doing today. Plan was not to go all the way down there, but the lights were cooperating and I just couldn't say no. We got a show. Here we go, YouTube. It's actually starting to get warm. Things are happening outside. Having to relearn how to balance on this bike with skinny tires again. So used to the 700 by 30 studded. Guess these tires aren't that much skinnier. only took it down to 700 by 28. But the knobs and studs make a difference. Good to see people out. It's basically my life's philosophy at this point. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Drivers being awesome always. Probably shouldn't have gone, to be honest. But I don't know, man. The whole situation was just like, whatever. Just get me the fuck out of here. Just get me the fuck out. Another one of my developing life philosophies. When in doubt, just fucking exit. I don't know how much that one is actually developing. That one might be pretty innate, I think. Kind of always been that way. When in doubt, escape hatch. I think I need to raise the seat on this bike. It's a little low. Came out of this winter with all of my seats just a touch low. This is the one I rode the most often. The winter riding definitely calls for a lower seat setup, in my opinion and experience. When I'm getting more athletic on dry pavement, I like it a little higher. And then once I start losing all the fat in my legs and ass, I like it even higher than that. Yeah, I won't need a big adjustment. But I am just a little bit shy of what I call a full extension. It's obviously not full, because that's a bad way to, or a good way to damage your knee. Pretty sure this asshole just U-turned like 500 feet from a roundabout. Gotta remember, I'm on the steel frame. Nice, slow, lazy ride. It's a Sunday night. Even though it's Memorial Day weekend, so everybody's partying like it's a Saturday. At least I know I am. I think I'm gonna go over and putz around on Millennium Park Trails for a little bit. For no other reason than that's kind of what I feel like doing right now. Oh, when Rockford Construction complains, they get extra signs. Hey, this is new. Bridge Street Bar. I like the name for ironic reasons. Because you just tell someone Bridge Street Bar and that really doesn't narrow it down very much. There are a lot of them. I guess now we got one more. As generically named as possible, it would seem. Looks like they're doing pretty well on a Memorial Day weekend. Ooh, we got some outdoor seating out back too. Nice. I will have to ask my family members who like bars more than I do how that place is, because I'm probably not going in there. Not sure if we've ever discussed this before, but I am not a bar person. I'm not opposed to the occasional drink for myself or for anyone else, but I find drunk people irritating, and particularly when in large groups. So a crowded bar for me is pretty much the exact opposite of my idea of a good time. Combine that with the fact that I've never been much of a drinker. Once I get drunk, if I try to continue beyond that point, I just get sick really quickly. Jesus Christ. I swear to fucking God, if that lady with the dog is the same person with the Bronco. It's just fucking amazing stuff, man. Gross. Christian radio place got a new banner. We're right by the fucking trail. Thanks, assholes. Just what I wanted. Oh man, my legs are pasty. Haven't been outside in shorts much yet this season. This nice little pond over here and developed nicely. It's one of the things I love about Grand Rapids. We've got some great parks. They really are very nice. Very lucky to have them. Michigan really is beautiful country. It's a shame it's got so many unrepentantly shitty people in it. But that's, you know, the state of the country these days. Although Michigan has always had its fair share of standouts. Yeah, I can definitely feel it in my knees as I go hands-free. Need a little bit more height on that seat post. Also need to not slouch and put all my pressure on my tailbone. Funny, I was complaining about balance on these new tires, and now it just feels like coming home again. Just chilling. Just chilling. Back in my happy place. I need to get some pictures of this bike on this ride. Don't even forget YouTube. There are no whatever, you know what I mean, end cards or thumbnails for this video. I'm blaming you. It's your fault, YouTube. I told you to remind me. Thought we talked about the slouching too. Why are you letting me get away with that? Back straight. Pelvis slightly forward. Stay off the tailbone. Beautiful day today. Memorial Day weekend. I think I mentioned that earlier. Today is Sunday. So we still got tomorrow off for most people. And for me, as it happens. So I may record a little more content tomorrow. We'll see. I've been riding, but haven't turned the camera on. Before now. Well, I guess I did. I recorded some, but I don't think I'm going to make it into a video. Maybe some shorts, if that. Probably not even that. Low sun. Feels good. Kind of blinded me a little bit though. Shout out to my optometrist for the sunglasses. Passing on your left. Passing on your left. Passing on your left. Adorable. All right. If I turn around at this point, I am well over 30 miles for the day. So I think that's what we're going to do. Maybe we'll cut around the pavilion, go kind of the long way. Because I know we've cut through the short way pretty recently. So yeah, we'll do that. Passing on your left. There's that sun again. Feels good. Scorching my corneas. So yeah, taking a right instead of a left back there would have been the short way. You can also cut across here. There's a big wooden bridge. I tend not to go that way because there tend to be lots of people on it. So it can be kind of annoying to cross on a bicycle. And then there's kind of the long way around if you still want to get to this pavilion, which is this little sidewalk over here. Which I typically more often will use as an exit point when I'm going to this pavilion for whatever reason. This is a good stopping point. It's got bike parking, water fountains, restrooms, the pavilion itself, so some seating, some shade if you need it, etc. Plus, it's just lovely out here. You've got this nice open meadow. They do jazz in the parks out here. I don't even know when. I honestly never go. I just ride around it most of the time. I really should go. I do like jazz. But this time of year, my focus tends to be pretty singular. If it doesn't involve getting up on a bike and riding around, I'm probably only going to be mildly interested in it at best. Go ahead and putz all the way around here.
Yeah, it's like.
All right, now I think I'm going to cut around to the left side. We've got a lot of footage of the Grand River side of this trail. It is kind of the obvious ingress and egress point. At least where I'm coming from. Wealthy-ish or thereabouts. Which of course probably doesn't mean shit to you if you're not from Grand Rapids. Or at least familiar with it. Anyway. Riding. Oh, hey, bunny. Oh, yeah. Yeah, honestly only put hands on handlebars there because there were people. So yeah, my little complaint about having trouble with the balance appears to be very short-lived. I am very comfortable steering from the saddle yet again. Went around some pretty heavy curves there. And was feeling very comfy doing it. Happy place. I need to get a new mirror. So I've been buying these plastic ones. I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head. And I like them. They're good. But they seem to only last a year before either the plastic they're made of snaps, which ding one, made of plastic, not crazy about that. Ding two, only seem to last a year, which they're like 15 bucks a pop. So not huge. I don't mind spending 15 bucks a year to be able to see behind me whenever I want. But I know there are metal alternatives that I gotta assume will last longer. So the question is, where do I go in terms of, do I stick with the eyeglasses mounted? Because I'm always wearing glasses. Contacts don't work for me. Or do I go to a helmet mounted, because I've basically always wearing a helmet. And I guess it's that basically that is going to make up the difference for me. So I think I can get a nicer metal eyeglass mounted one that will serve the same purpose. And I guess the reason I bring it up is because the plastic joint where this attaches to the little clip that actually attaches to my eyeglass frame is starting to give out a little bit. So if I move my head too quickly, it goes out of alignment. And the last one I bought, the plastic of the clip itself broke. And yeah, each time after about a year of use. So I guess if anyone watching this has any suggestions in that regard, sound off in the comments and let me know. And again, for the record, I 100% prefer anything that's going to be mounted to my head. I want to be able to just kind of look in a direction without turning my head, if possible, and just be able to see what's behind me. Obviously, I'm okay with turning my head a little bit. You kind of have to be, because, you know, otherwise I'm grabbing my mirror and adjusting every 5 seconds. But I want something that attaches to glasses or helmet. Passing on your left. And Robin had a meal going. I guess it is springtime, so what might have been a meal for that one robin might not be a meal for that robin and a burgeoning family of chicks. Burgeoning is a word people don't use often enough. Just a little Copro flavor text for the day, I guess. Just putting it out there. Feeling the saddle. Did a lot of riding earlier today that I didn't record. I've just been riding a lot lately. I finally had some time off and it's finally nice outside. What else am I gonna do? And I'm sorry, YouTube, but I can only pardon. Sorry, YouTube, but I can only turn so much of the time I spend doing my absolute favorite thing in the world into content. Some of that time's got to be for me. It's going to always be that way. I don't care if this turns into my job someday. There will always be unrecorded riding that you will never see because I just don't record it. You may wonder why I'm leaving that on top of the trash can. It is sealed, so it's probably still good and safe to drink. And I have noticed a fair amount of unhoused people will come and hang at this little pavilion here, so there's obviously a water fountain right there, but even still, someone may find that useful. I'd bring it home with me, but I don't have a bag or anything on me. My only water bottle cage is currently occupied. And I just don't feel like occupying my hands for the rest of my ride home. So, you know, best case scenario, someone will make use of it. Worst case scenario, it just falls off onto the ground again. Mid case scenario, parks worker finds it and throws it away. Anyway, one of the reasons I wanted to get this bike out today is because it is actually my most ridden bike out of all of my bikes. I believe I mentioned earlier this was my dipping of the toes into the world of fixed gear. Wanted to mention, kind of circling back to what I was talking about earlier, State Bicycles. The model is their core line. It is a super affordable bike. When I bought it, it was on sale for $400 for the complete bike. I bought a couple upgrades, but you did not need to. It's probably a little bit more expensive now. I would guess between $500–600. But again, that is a complete bike. It has a flip-flop hub in the back. So if you are someone who is interested potentially in fixed gear, but would like, you know, the option of potentially bailing out into just a free spinning single speed bike that's still very affordable and a very competent bike for just getting around in the city. Highly recommended. Again, State Bicycles Coreline. And as of, I think 2 days ago, I crossed 3,500 miles on this bike, which is the most I've ridden on any of my 3 current bikes. I have had my Cannondale road bike the longest, but this one has covered more distance with me, at least by Strava's count, which in broad strokes is correct. I've been using Strava since I bought all of my bikes. Getting into my personal cycling ethos a little bit there. Going by the premium rush standard, I am certainly not opposed to running reds, but when it comes to PEDs, if anything, I'm overly courteous to the point where I'm even risking an SUV crawling up my hind end to let them get across the street. So yeah, sorry, whatever that actor's name is, the guy from Third Rock from the Sun, whose name I can never remember, and I'm sorry. You're actually a pretty good actor, even though that's not maybe your best movie. I'm sorry to him, but I just can't do it, man. Just can't do it. I love those pedestrians too much. I guess part of that's my environment. The New York City pedestrian and the Grand Rapids pedestrian are a different sort of human being. Anyway, yeah. Fuck handlebars. Who needs them? We steer with our ass cheeks around here. Yeah, I'm all talk. I know. I know YouTube, don't rub it in.